All right. My wife left me because I'm insecure. Oh, no, wait. No, wait. She's back. She just went for groceries. Don't worry about it.
Didn't get that one. No.
I love that one.
No, come on. Matt ruined it.
Aw.
Oh.
Oh, I just got it.
God damn it.
Oh, man. Welcome to episode 32 of Bros, Bumps, and Beers. I am, as always, Pat, the EST of Triple B Gagne. With me popping bottles.
Ooh,
have
baby.
Matt, 2 T's, Gagne, and mixing sound, about to open his beer, Jordan, the Jackhammer, Schofield, or as we'll call him today, Jordan reschedule Schofield, because we are recording on a Sunday because Jordan apparently is a fan of Ohio State football and he wants to watch them get destroyed against Alabama Monday night.
That's what I was told about them playing Clemson, and look how that worked out. So fingers crossed. I got them on the spread and a little money line sprinkle, so I'm feeling good.
And let's be honest here. If you've listened to this show before, you have to realize that Jordan was going to reschedule so he could watch.
Oh, we were held hostage, 100% held hostage. There was no option. It was like, usually when me and Matt want to reschedule, like, hey guys, could we do it this day? Jordan's like, okay, so we're going to record Sunday. Oh, cool. Why? We're just doing it. And then I put it together later. And so, thanks.
I was wondering why, and then as soon as Pat told me Ohio State was playing, I was like, I knew that. And
I mean, it's the Natty, right? Like, what are we supposed to do?
Hold on, it's the what? It's the what?
The
National Championship, aka the Natty.
Who calls it the Natty?
Americans.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the my favorite thing is the commercials on TSN. It's like, to win the most memorable season of all time. And it's like, yeah, because they're just going to, not only are they going to beat their opponent, but they beat COVID.
The two teams are putting out like 8-minute long YouTube trailers in 4K that like are better than most movie trailers. Like, I watched one and was like, oh yeah, shit, I hope they play in 10 minutes. I'm fucking fired up. I'm also
they
actively
don't pay their
hiding.
players or something, eh?
No, they spend all their money on 4K cameras. But yeah, I'm actively in hiding in the office. Before this podcast, there was a disaster. There was a disaster, and it's a part of the reason why we were late. I was sitting watching the Cleveland Browns put a whooping with no W on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And my fiance has gotten back into smoothie making. So she's putting stuff in our, what might be at this point, 25-year-old processor. We got it as a gift, and it was still going strong. Notice the past.
You use a food processor for smoothies?
Yeah, we bought a blender, but it's not here yet. But let me just kind of like work through it. So she's putting everything in there, some liquid ingredients, some physical. We got some spinach, some good stuff in there. And I'm watching the game. And as you know, gentlemen, I have a TV beside the fridge and another one beside it to watch multiple football games at once. And as I'm watching the TV on the left, I see multiple things shoot by me onto the TV.
She didn't put the lid on. And
at this point, I squint and look to my left. And she is covered. She is covered. The floor is covered. The fridge is covered. Herschel was in the blast radius. Now Herschel is covered in smoothie. And there was a minor smoothie accident. Now, Pat, you may ask a question, but this is not the end of the story. Not even close.
I just have a quick question. And after this happened, you for sure were sympathetic in your response?
Yes, as you guys know, in no way, shape, or form did I start immediately laughing. That did not happen. And B, in no way, shape, or form did I immediately yell, "What the fuck was that?" So that didn't happen at all. Now, Matt, hold on.
You're the fact you're also a neat freak.
Yes,
probably had nothing to do with this as well. Yeah,
try to pull myself in. I go get the mop. I do some cleaning. The whole time, Ree is swearing to me she put the cover on. And at first, I was like, yeah, okay. But the thing about this processor is it actually can't run unless the cover is on and latched.
Oh, there you go.
So now I'm going, okay. And, in the back of my mind, I'll be honest, kind of a dick move. But I'm like, yeah, but she must have did something somewhere. Like, what's the chances of that? So I go over to check it, fasten everything on, put my hands on top just to be sure, hit the button, and it goes just fine, right? Perfectly. Not a big deal, right? So I go sit back down. I'm like, all right, here we go. Ree can keep making her smoothie. I will keep watching the Browns, who have now scored again in the time of me doing this. And about 30 seconds later, a very similar looking projectile goes across the screen.
There's no way.
Now I've seen it before, so the shock was gone. And now at this point, I'm like, okay,
shock was gone.
And now I'm like, okay, what the fuck are we doing here? Because now I have to mop and everything again. Now it turns out that there was a broken hinge or broken latch on the other side. So when I pushed it down in the certain way that I did, it shut the now open hole on the processor, so it didn't shoot out. But the way Ree does it did not. So basically, she is, I believe, still to this moment, biblically mad. I am hiding in the office. The door is shut. She has her headphones on, which is the only fucking reason I'm telling this story, because no one's going to hear it. Let's be honest. It's not like it's a podcast or anything. And I have never seen her that mad in my life. Like that. She swore. She doesn't swear. Not really. No, she was swearing. No. She I'm the guy. I'm the one who's like swears per minute. I could fill up a jar in 10 seconds, but she doesn't swear. Her favorite sweater is now looks like it's a chocolate Jackson Pollock.
Now, was she mad at you or was she mad at the situation?
No, it doesn't matter. It's if you are within.
No, it does matter.
I would
it's
almost
big mad.
No, it's mad because I think as long as you are within the range of the splash of the blender, which is the entire condo, you are able to be. So she was mad at me. She was mad, not at me, but she was mad at me. Herschel's fault. It was Herschel's fault for standing relatively close to her. And here's the thing. Once she was like apologetic and frustrated. Twice if that happened to me twice, I would have probably smashed the blender with my bare hands.
Oh no, you would have been on the phone with the manufacturer tomorrow.
Tomorrow, he would have been on hold tonight, marking his place in line.
So I should actually clarify my earlier statement. We just ordered a blender.
Oh, like before?
No, like after the second time.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like before.
Yeah, I think I said it like it was on the way, and that's incorrect. No,
well, it is on the way.
I mean, literally as of now, Amazon has processed the order as of this moment.
I mean, you might get it tonight if it's Amazon.
Yeah, so that's what happened. As I said,
Canada Post probably
I'm
next.
Putting my life in my hands by telling the story because I'm assuming she still has her headphones in and she hasn't opened the door yet to try to beat me.
So what you're asking us to do is to not tell her to listen to this week's episode?
Yeah, I actually might tell her to not worry about listening to this week's episode, like just to give it a pass. But anytime you have 2 smoothie incidents in the span of 5 minutes, that I think needs to be talked about. After I made an incredible dinner of fish tacos too, like we'll talk about
those looked excellent, by the way.
Thank you.
But I will say the thought of projectiles going in front of the screen, not once but twice, is absolutely incredible in my mind.
Yeah, I almost expected the Browns to pick it off because Ben was on offense, and I was expecting the Sendejo to pull one of those down, but that's what happened to me in the last 30 minutes of my life, or for 50 minutes now. But yeah,
you say Ree doesn't swear, and like you swear a lot. Like Jordan, you swear.
I do.
If I had a list top 10 of people swearing, you're up there in my top 10. Matt, you're there as well for swearing. Maybe less now that you got kids, but like, have you guys watched that new docu-series on Netflix, The History of Swear Words?
No. Nicolas Cage is never really on my list of things to watch, so
What?
I don't really. Yeah, like I'll ironically watch Nicolas Cage, but I'm not like have you seen Ghost Rider? Like I'm not going out of my way to follow that up.
But have you seen Con Air?
Yes.
Have you seen Gone in 60 Seconds?
Of course. Nicolas Cage before he jumped the shark. Yes, I have.
You should see him. You should see him now. He's got dyed hair.
I
He's got
know,
a
he
beard.
looks hilarious.
He looks
He
ridiculous.
turned
he
what,
looks-
57 this week?
Something like that. He doesn't look a day over 52.
The fact that Nicolas Cage had a shelf life at all is a borderline miracle.
Can you believe Nicolas Cage won an Oscar?
For
Yes.
what?
Was nominated?
For what?
Oh,
Raising
this seems-
Arizona.
Hold on, this seems
Raising
like
Arizona. That's a
I
long,
know.
long time ago.
Oh, it was like one of his first movies.
Yeah,
Look it up,
yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
He either won an Oscar or was
in
nominated.
1996, he won Best Actor for Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh,
Wow.
Leaving Las Vegas, not
Yeah,
Raising
okay.
Arizona.
Wow.
My bad.
Okay, but I'm watching this docuseries and I'm with Rayanne and we both look at each other and it was like it's across the board. Like fuck is the best swear word, right?
Fuck is absolutely the best swear word.
No.
It can be an adjective. It can be
It's
a verb. It
versatile
can be
as
a
shit.
noun.
Yeah.
It can be an adverb. It could be something else that I'm forgetting from the English language. Like
Mhm.
But that's the thing. I think it's the best English swear word, but I believe tabarnak is
tabernac is
So, but see, French swear words I feel are worse because they're all related to
Religious.
religion.
oh,
So,
I didn't know
when
that.
when people use them in French, they are not fucking around. Like
Okay,
this
I have a question then. Is it only funnier to me because I'm like I did not grow up with an ounce of French in my life, so when I heard that for the first time, I thought someone sneezed.
no. It's funny because tabernac is a funny word.
Yeah, because
it's
I
funny to
think
say. And but like in religion, it's like a tabernacle. It's like a religious.
It's the altar, like where they put the bread.
Yeah.
I believe.
right.
Yeah, so it's like in English, it's not an offensive word, but somehow in French, like you do not say that word in French.
Right. I got back to the Letterkenny seasons where the French are a bigger part of the episodes, and now I'm just right back into hearing tabarnak over and over again.
Yeah.
So that's
But-
why I thought of it right away. But I think you're right. I think fuck is by far like the C word's a hard no in Canada, right? Like
No,
we just
no,
don't.
no.
Yeah, no. There's.
No.
I know in England and Australia it'll come out, but
Oh man,
I can't
they-
even
it's
like.
a second word ever. In
Yeah,
every sentence,
I
feel.
can't even bring myself to say it. It's just so
No,
weird to me.
please don't.
Yeah.
It's abrupt. It's abrupt. Every
It
time you
is.
say it,
It's
very
a hard. It's a hard word.
Yeah.
The T. It's
Yeah,
the T.
The
It's
C and the T.
The C and the T.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, "Ugh." Yeah, it's
It's
but
weird
Matt,
how the word crypt doesn't have the same punch
Right?
though.
crypt.
But it kind of
No.
does because like it's very crypt. Like the Tales from the No, it's not the same.
No,
I'm
it's
trying to,
not.
I'm
No.
trying to play devil's advocate. It's not at all the same, guys.
No,
Not at
No,
all.
that is-
that's
it's
okay.
the
No,
hardest
I'm
thing.
going through the Rolodex in my head of 4-letter words that start with the C and end with the T, and
Now, Matt, I was watching
yeah,
that,
nothing hits as hard as that.
and you came up in my mind, believe it or not,
Me?
because you are.
You were
yeah,
watching
you
a
are,
swear word show, and
yes.
I came up. This is
Yeah, I
totally logical.
So you now let me tell you, my brother Matt Tuti's Gagne. He likes a good swear word.
Oh, I can put them together too. can put a
I
string of
have
swears
if I
together.
had a top 10 list in my head of swear word laced rants, Matt has 2 of them for sure.
Am I in there?
Yes, I've watched a Packer game with you. I have
Yeah,
seen
I
a
have
swear
to be
word.
in there for something.
My dad's in there, but Matt, what I was thinking of, because you love to swear, but now that you have kids and when I'm around them, it's like, hey, let's try not to swear. We don't always succeed. We do
Yeah,
swear
but
a little bit.
you're the fact that you're conscious of it probably
Yeah.
takes down the amount a little bit.
Now, Matt, Easton is how old?
4.5.
4. At what age is it going to be okay for him to swear?
Well, right now when he swears is hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but is it like hilarious like LOL we'll laugh about this after, or is it hilarious like in the moment are you like no and then he goes somewhere and you're like,
No,
oh my
it's-
god, that
it's-
was funny.
Everybody's eyes get big, and you don't want to laugh, but you have to because it's one of the cutest things you're ever gonna see.
I'm not
in
going to
life.
lie. He called me a bastard one time. I got
That's another
He-
good one on the
It
list.
will be once he starts school where it'll get really cringy because I feel like he's gonna swear at school. I'm for sure gonna call from the principal.
Isn't it cringy? It's like when Easton hits his early teens and he's starting to like force the swear words now to like
That's what I
every
find.
kid. I think that's where it gets bad.
I teach high school, and I feel that high school kids don't know how to swear.
No, they don't. They
They're
have
haven't
just throwing
figured
in
it out yet.
swears. No, there's an art to it. There really is.
yeah.
Like I don't get me wrong. When we do this podcast at the start, I was kind of like a little too much swear word, and I kind of dial it back. But once like you're gonna hear it in wet breads and rocket ships today when we talk about a certain wet bread. I'm gonna lace together some swear words, and it's gonna be beautifully.
I
done.
feel like I have 2 ways. I have like multiple ways of talking just because with my job, you have to go in and out
Yep.
of like what you can and can't say. And you guys know that too as teachers, right? So I feel like I have like like almost like a skit, like a multi-personality when it comes to my vernacular. And also having like growing up where I did, there were so many different like dialects and groups of people and like ways I'd hear. And Toronto has its own weird ass slang.
Are you from Toronto? Are you from Toronto, Jordan?
That perfectly fits into this conversation.
It does.
Yeah.
And
like,
when I was
the
in
man
Toronto,
didn't want to know.
Anytime I've gone to Ontario, they like
hang on, time out. What did you just say, Jordan?
The man dem would know.
What?
I don't know where to go from here.
What the fuck? What the fuck did you
I'm
say?
speaking you in Toronto, and like if you
what
were
did you
in
say?
Toronto,
Slow it down.
Okay, so the man dem is like saying your friends, your mans.
Okay.
So the man dem would want to know. They would want to know how I feel on this topic. The man dem
friends would want to know.
Yeah, my friends would want to know. Like,
how's that Torontonian?
Well, how many people do you know say man dem in Canada? How many like cultures?
I just met one. That's
exactly.
As of right now, one.
And man dem is like pulled back. That's also like filtered into like Cockney English slang too. And then those two things actually connect a ton. Not to mention like a lot of Jamaican. So I can go.
Have you ever heard
over.
somebody speaking of Cockney? Have you ever heard somebody speak Cockney?
It's fucking awesome.
I just want to say Cockney.
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
That's English,
Cockney
right?
slang is Cockney slang
UK?
is like it's part of the UK. It's like I think it's the best. People who swear in Cockney slang have some that can go from like anger, hilarious anger to beautiful kindness in the span of 30 seconds. It's such an amazing like way for people to talk.
Well, I just know that I want to, and when all this is over, the three of us are going to do a little trip to Toronto, just so I go to a Toronto bar and say whatever the fuck Jordan just said.
Never, yeah. If you said I say mandem and I get a weird look. You say mandem and it'll be super.
So let me say, so mandem no.
Well, if the mandem know,
right?
it's like then you're saying, yeah, my friends know, my people know. The mandem they know.
No, that's not a thing.
It's a real thing. I'm 100% serious.
I'm gonna find some Toronto
ask
Reddit
James.
and I'm gonna go ask
James. James will act like he knows and tells you.
Wow.
Marissa actually would know. Marissa moved there for a little while.
So
you know who would know? You know who would know? Sarah would know. You can ask Sarah. I won't even say that. You can ask my sister.
I'll have to ask her because I don't believe you for a fucking second that that's a thing.
Yeah,
Jordan, I believe you.
And yeah, I mean, why would I lie?
Now, so Matt, but back to the main point. Like, what age?
How did we get where we got?
I don't know. I heard Jordan, and I was like, my brain stopped. I'm like,
that's like the basics. And I was
Is there more?
Like,
is there more?
Oh my god, you have no.
Give me one more.
It's its own dialect. You know what? Can I tell you like the honest truth? I honestly am out of practice. Like when I went back there for work, and I heard people talking because I've been here for like 7, 8 years now. There's new shit that I had to like piece together. Like I was sitting there on the train and I was like, okay, so this might mean this, but it might you know what it's like if you go back to like your home country after a long time away and you were rusty. That's how I felt going back to Toronto.
But it's no different. It's no different than going to like these small French towns in Manitoba.
Oh yeah, or if you went to
you listen to that, like Notre Dame de L'Herbe, they're French. Like
it's all over the place.
They put R's where there's no R's.
There's no spaces in Notre Dame.
I would even say rural Manitoba. If you get to someone who's like trying to emulate trying to emulate like Letterkenny with how they string stuff together, like that can sound like a whole nother language too. So it's just weird. Like Toronto definitely has like kind of it's a very blown up self attitude. I'll just admit it. We're very high on ourselves.
They're the center of the universe.
As long as you know, Jordan. As long as you know.
You know what? As long as I know and the mandem know, it's no problem. Eh?
But
Matt, you say that because I went on the school trip to Quebec, and one of my colleagues, one of my buddies, he's from Notre Dame de L'Herbe, which is a small French town in Manitoba, and his French blows. It's just it's on another level of I don't know what the fuck.
You know what was interesting too, Pat? It was interesting to see Pat get so vexed with this.
There's not a lot of stuff that I'm like, what the hell did he just say? Or I don't fucking understand it. I'll just fake it most of the time because I'm a liar most of the time.
Yeah.
We know. We're aware.
But I heard that and I'm like, whatever we were planning on talking about is over. We're talking about
means
this.
mad.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, that one you got?
Yeah,
that's more Jamaican. That one's more like
vexed isn't Torontonian.
No, that one vexed was something I more heard from my family. Anyways, I took us way off. Well, Pat did, but I think that was a fun. I think that was a fun.
But anyways, but like in Quebec, it was funny because he heard them talk and he's like, "Man, Quebec French is weird, eh?" And I kind of turned my head and looked at him like, "Really?" is it now? I got three different Frenches. It's just bad.
Okay, yeah. I thought of another one. Okay. I will admit I looked it up because I was worried I was fucking it up. Do you guys know what a wasteman's is?
A wasteman's?
Wasteman's.
One more time. Is that one word?
Wasteman's, 2 words.
Okay.
Or you can say wasting. Wasteman's is like a shitty person. So if you're like a wasteman, you're no good.
Is this Torontoian or is this Jamaican?
Waste. It's a bastardization of everything because like you can flow from neighborhood to neighborhood pretty quickly. But like wasteman's is for sure something I heard in Toronto. And then like fam, but that's like a super obvious.
I am absolutely
Ute being youth.
Ute,
but that's like like really Jamaican too. And then people take the H out of thing, like ting. Again, a lot of it's, I would say like a majority of it is Jamaicans. So I just thought of another one. Hold on. If you're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna reach.
You're gonna reach?
Yeah. We're gonna reach Polo Park today. It means we're gonna go to Polo Park.
That's dumb. That's not
right. But that one makes sense. It makes sense and not really, but it does.
Does it really?
It makes more sense than Wasteman?
Wasteman. Yeah.
I don't know why I give that a French accent. I don't know.
I'll never forget that. It's me that now that we're on language and stuff.
Those are the main ones. A lot of the new shit I don't know, but like
is another good story. We went to Cabo. The first trip I went on with Rayanne was to Cabo with a bunch of friends.
Cabo.
And the first day we get there, I'm just obliterated because open bar. Drinks are flowing, and
it's called an all-inclusive pad.
Whatever it's called. And so I was a wreck. But I got up, took a nap, was still feeling shitty, and went to dinner. And they're coming to you, they're giving you food, and they go, you want to say thank you because now what's thank you in Spanish again? Gracias. And I looked at this poor Spanish Mexican fella and I went, merci. And he looks at me, he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so hammered. I don't even know where I am right now. And Rand's like, did you just speak French? And you know what he did? He actually said a couple sentences to me in French. And I'm like,
oh, they all know French.
I was like, you speak French? And he's like, no, that's it. I'm like, oh shit.
I think North America, like if you are like English, you're just the least, like I feel like every other dialect or every other group of people who aren't like Caucasian or basic like Anglo-Saxon or whatever, they know at least 2 languages because they had to learn English. They probably learned whatever their family speaks, and then they maybe know something else. And then I'm over here like stretching to say bonjour and merci. Like I have a better understanding of Jamaican patois than I do any other actual language.
Yeah, like if you meet any European person, I feel like every European person knows 2 to 3 languages.
By the way, I feel like I just keep drinking this, so I'm just going to say it, Pat. This raspberry wheat ale from Twin Sails, you would fucking love.
Oh, I've had that.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm like, you like raspberry, and you would love this.
You know what that was? I think that was pre-Untapped times, which you could follow me at Pat Gagne. That was before Untapped times. I think that was one of the first craft beers I bought.
What were you going to say about swearing? I feel like I don't
care anymore. I feel like we just nailed whatever we were talking about.
Okay, I apologize. I just said.
Okay, but just to end it off on the swearing note, Matt, give me a hard age of when Easton can swear in front of you, and you're like, okay.
In front of me?
Yeah.
Is Janelle in the room?
Oh, no. That's a key. No. That's a key point, though. There's the difference.
No, just in front of you. Because a father and his son is different than when the mother.
My dad was cool with it after I came home from university. Like at that point, and he also started swearing a little more. He doesn't really, but he started to really ramp it up a little bit. Even my mom.
I'd say for me, 14, 15, as long as you're not dropping F-bombs.
Really? I would say I think it totally
then you're taking
depends.
all the fun out of it.
Don't you think it depends on if it's natural or not? That's what it would be for me.
If he's just like,
if he's like this fucking guy, or he's like playing hockey or something, and like he comes off the ice and he's pissed.
Matt,
but if he's like, if every other word he's like, fuck, this fucking milk is so fucking cold. It's like that's just dumb.
Milk to breathe, I don't care.
This fucking milk is so fucking cold.
I couldn't think of anything else.
Who's upset about that?
Because he's fucking pissed. He wants hot chocolate and it's cold still. It's a liter of milk. You put it in for 15 seconds. He doesn't understand boiling time and particles.
Your kid, like Easton, is going to be a hockey guy, and he's going to play I think already he's pretty good, so he's going to play higher level. He's going to be swear by the time he's
he's going to wheel snipe Selly those snipers.
Fuckers.
Oh my god. He's going to go top shed bar down, bro.
His Uncle Pat will beat his ass if he ever talks like that.
Let's get real. he's gonna talk like that. I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna call him a fucking idiot. Smack him upside the head, and I'm gonna cross my legs, open another beer, and watch the hockey game. Like,
And then someone's gonna score. Like, oh, did you see that snipe? Top Chad Easton. Top
Oh my
Chad.
god!
Oh,
I'll never
man.
forget. I said something like stupid like that like was way out of character, and my dad turned to me and said, "What the fuck are you on about?" And I've never stopped talking so fast because that was like his father. Like that's such a British thing to say. Like, what are you on about? And I just was like, "Whoa, okay, never mind."
I'm trying to think of when my dad first told me to shut the fuck up, because I think like that was like a defining moment in my life, and I think it was because he used to coach me in hockey. I used to talk a lot.
You can think about it if you want. I was like 11, 12 years old. Like I was super
I think it was around that age.
I was just like,
yeah,
I just struck out playing baseball and I was just swearing up and down the block, and he got so mad at me because I lost my mind. But I can remember it like clear as day because it was such like oh my god. He did it in front of like the entire team and all the parents too. It was embarrassing as fuck.
the bottom line is like swearing is one of those things. People who swear in front of children and do it like blatantly, I'm like, come on, man, you can turn that off.
Yeah.
Isn't
Like,
it
you gotta be
so
conscious.
easy to tell when someone's forcing it or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Like I feel like it's genuinely just a part of my vernacular, and I even think to myself sometimes, like, man, just bring it down a notch. But like, it's so ingrained with like,
And that's why, like, if somebody swears in front of my kids, I'm pretty good at picking out if like it's a, oh yeah, he just swore, like it's not a big deal, or if it's like you're aware the kids are there, you're swearing to get a reaction.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but and I find that's the big difference between like swearing and swearing. You know what I mean?
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, like it's part of, like you said, it's part of my vocabulary on most days.
I'm also bad for like saying a swear word and then realizing I shouldn't and adding a swear word to correct myself.
Yeah, like
So I'll be like, oh, so here I am with my fucking, and then like my grandparents are there. I'm like, oh god damn it, I'm sorry. And then it's just my mom's just like head in hands. She's like, can you like figure it out? You know,
and then Bill's like, what the fuck you on about?
Yeah, my dad's just like sitting there eating, saying nothing because that's what
Pat,
he loves to do. Is
who
just
was
not
the
getting
best
away.
swear? Who was the best swearer you ever met?
I think you know that you have an answer he should say, don't
Yeah,
you?
I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. You got to tell me.
Our mom's dad, our Pepe.
Oh,
that guy could seamlessly weave English and French swears together in like a beautiful poetry type.
I'll never forget some drives home when my mom and dad were like, "Okay, you don't talk like Pepe talked."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he could put words I'd never heard before in the French language with words I knew in the English language that I didn't think went together.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. The man was an artist.
That's awesome.
Well, you know, we had other shit we want to talk about, but I feel like we did a great
No,
fucking
there
job
was
there.
one other. There was.
No, I don't need to.
What was
I'm
the
totally
third
happy.
thing? I can't even. Oh,
It was
didn't
just
you
about
go
me-
skating?
I was just pissed because you know what pisses me off the most when you go skating? Like we went skating on the river trail at the Forks.
Oh, that's your problem.
Why do fucking people bring their sticks and a puck and they're in the middle of the fucking trail passing it back and forth? Like, yeah, like, what the fuck?
They're going to the show, bud.
Like, I know there's no rinks open and everybody's bored and shit, but like,
No, rinks are open.
yeah, well, like go to the rink, like you're a big dumbass pass, and you're like, these guys are like 17, 18 years old. Like, I don't like. First of all, I'll take that stick and I'll fucking show you a thing or two, there, kid. But then don't fucking.
You
do
should
that
have.
in the
You
rink.
should have put them on the train tracks, man. You
This
should have
is a lie.
lined one of them up and put them in the cheap seats.
Like it's already shitty enough ice, and I don't need him like flipping around and doing.
That's where I thought you were gonna go with this story, was that it was bad ice.
Can I?
Oh,
Can I
terrible.
ask a question as someone who picked up hockey kind of later in life because. You know, my parents were from the Caribbean, so hockey wasn't really on our list of things to do. Whenever I get back to like on skates, I feel like I haven't played in 2 years, but I would like to get back. I just haven't found a way yet. My feet hurt like a mother.
Yeah.
Like I can be on the ice
if you
for
don't wear
like 30
skates, if you don't wear skates enough, your feet will hurt instantly.
It's like when you start riding a bike again.
Okay, because they hurt like a bitch. So I was just curious if that was like just me or if that was like everybody. But
Yeah, but you're also soft too. Like, let's not forget that.
it's true. But I'm also going to say I don't have like because there was like a little span of my life where I worked for Bauer. I got some really nice shit. So my question I was going to say is
why didn't you keep that job?
Because it was like it wasn't like sales for Bauer. It's like I worked for like a Bauer subsidiary, so I got some stuff. But the point is like I got like NXTs at the time that could last me like 15, 20 years, like total ones. So I was worried that they got molded wrong, but you're telling me this is like a normal.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now I was basically just being like, oh God, am I worried? But you know,
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right. Well, yeah, that's good jump into randomness there, guys. I really appreciate that. Let's talk about some beers. Matt, you have a very fancy bottle going right now. Why
Yes,
don't
I
you kick us
do.
off?
So this week, it was my birthday, by the way, on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, happy
This past
birthday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, happy
Oh,
birthday.
yeah, happy. I feel like you should have mentioned that to us last podcast, but yeah.
Matt, your gift's coming at the end of next week.
That awesome, cool. I got a lot of beer stuff
Nice.
for my birthday, FYI. But a coworker of mine comes out and she's like, "Hey, I have a gift for you." And I was like, "Oh, for my birthday?" And she's like, "It's your birthday?" Question mark. I was like, "Yeah, it is." She's like, "Good. This coincides good. It's no longer
What's her
weird."
name? What's her name?
Shout out Alex.
Alex. Shout out Alex.
So first time, no, it's Alex.
Oh, Alex. Sorry. Shout out
And
Alex.
first thing that pops in my head is her husband, Logan, who
Is it pronounced Logan? Is
it
it
is
pronounced
Logan.
Logan? Oh,
Logan?
Logan.
No, it's Logan. Shout out Logan. Works for Nonsuch. So I'm like, it's gonna be beer. And she's like, it's not gonna be beer. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever.
Oh,
But
man.
she shows up the next day and hands me a bag and it clearly has beer in it. So I said, I thought it
Nice.
wasn't gonna be beer. She goes, well, no, I told Logan it was your birthday. So he went into our cellar and got a cellared Nonsuch beer for you.
What?
Is that a 2018 or a 2019?
This is a 2018, folks.
That's I think the longest one back they sell.
And you can't, she said like 2 years for the beers is pretty like don't drink it. Not many people drink it after 2 years. So first of all, the gift she gave me,
That's
a
dope.
Goldberg bobblehead,
Nice.
unreal.
Who's
Sick.
next? Who's next?
Is it
I'm
past
like,
its prime?
she's like, we'll get to that. She goes, yeah, I don't even know who that is. I'm like, Goldberg, he won 173 matches in a row.
Alex, read a fucking book. Jeez.
She looks at me, she goes, you could be lying to me right now and I wouldn't even know. And I'm like, I'm not though, that's accurate. But I am drinking a 2018 Belgian Strong from Nonsuch. It comes in at 8% and it's 750 mLs. So it's a big old beer that can get you real good and warm inside. This thing, I did not, Belgians are not my favorite. This thing,
Whoa,
They don't get you warm inside?
not normally, but this one did some good stuff. Lots of notes to caramel. It is strong tasting, but it's got a little bit of a sweetness. I really like the dry finish that it has. This thing is aged very nicely though. This is smooth. It is going down quick. And I'm just going to say, you buy 2 of these and it's a one-way ticket to Blackout Town. Like,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
how good this is.
I frequent that city. It's pretty fucking good.
Here's my one big issue. I don't have the patience to cellar or age beers. So I'm super happy she gave me one that was already done.
Yeah, cellaring beers is for Nonsuch. It's for companies to do that for you. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not making a beer cellar.
If I'm buying a beer, I'm going to drink that beer very soon.
Yes.
But if you want to follow me on Untapped at Gagne Matt,
That sounds like you said moo tease, like a cow was teasing us with like a strip tease.
I'm
Uh-oh.
Oh,
gonna give this a 3.5. This is like really solid. I think the aging process really helped this.
Oh, did you?
I'd like to. This could go higher if I have one that's not cellared, and it's still as good.
you know, Matt is
I need to
looking at me
control.
giving him time checks, and he's just spitting in the face of those because that
I
was like
don't really
was
care.
like a 4-minute hammer
Jesus.
through. I'm like,
Well,
Matt,
let
we
me-
have 10 minutes left in the Zoom, and he's like, cool, Jordan, I have 5 minutes to discuss about this. Beer.
I don't really care.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in, and because you know why? Because this podcast needs a little bit of razzle dazzle.
Basil!
I'm drinking a Razzle Dazzle from Barnhammer, a spiced cranberry Philly sour, so fresh out of Philadelphia.
Nope,
It's got-
not what
it
that
is-
means.
Orange zest and juice. Says it on the can, man. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is straight out of Philly, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days.
That song's
so-
at least 3 minutes. We don't have the time. Come on.
Yeah, you know what? This is, I don't know what a Philly sour is. I just love the taste of cranberry in this. It is not overpowering. It's very on point. I could drink these all night. I was shocked that I really like this. I thought it was going to taste weird. It does
Cinnamon
not taste
cloves
weird.
or cinnamon nutmeg, really nice on it, eh?
Oh, what?
There's cinnamon and nutmeg in there.
Sure, I can totally taste it. But you know what? I'm very simple man. Do I like this beer? Yes. Would I drink it again? Yes. Is this going to get a nice rating on Untapped at Pacani? Yes, it's going to get a 4.25 on Untapped.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what's up. Jordan, finish this out.
Okay, in honor of the time left, J-Sco 55 on Untapped. I drank the Stone Angel Brewing Company Winter Ale. Speaking like this because that's the emotion I got from drinking this winter ale. As someone who enjoys a good winter ale, I expect a spice punch in the face. I expect you to bring the heat. This did not really either of those. It's the way it goes, I guess. I just felt like, excuse me, if you want a winter ale, can't believe I'm saying this, Granville Island, I think makes the best one I've had. That Lions good. Winter Ale is incredible. But this one I just felt like was a little, just lacked that spice, that winter ale punch we expect. So ended up with a 2.75, tough score, but it's been a while on that. So that's it, man. Every week can't be winners. But
what was the name of the beer? You never said the name of the beer.
Nollaig.
Nollaig.
But the Mandem wanted to know if it was a waste beer, and it's a waste beer. So
the Mandem.
All right,
Tings Iguan sometimes.
Jordan had the what again? I forgot the name already.
Nollaig 2.75, J-Sco 55 Untapped. Roll it.
I had the Razzle Dazzle from Barnhammer.
Oh, Basil!
4.25 on Untapped at Pat Gagne. And Matt, you had the Belgian Strong from Nonsuch, and you gave it a
3.5.
3.5 on Untapped at Gagne Matt with 2 T's. And it's time for a very quick, because there's not really much to talk about, beer news of the week.
Thank you, Patrick. Vessel Beer has the Stow Life with hibiscus. Sweet start, moderate carburation, American wheat ale with strawberry notes, 4.9%. It's a small batch. It might already be gone, but check with Vessel. Bumper Shine, the winter warmer, is back from Torque. We're going to have hints of cinnamon, cloves, and gingerbread. This is more along the lines of what you'd expect from a winter ale. Let me tell you why I'm going to get this, though. 8.5%, a.k.a. shotgun winter ale. Not like shotgun drink it, you might die, but more like one heck of a blast. Torque Steer, once again, from Torque, back double IPA. And then finally, we have Vessel Beer with the Saison. The Saison's out on a pretty regular basis, but they brought back new bottles for 2020. So again, pretty short. January could be a bit of a slower time in the beer industry, but we are hoping we're churning back up for February. Pat, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Jordan. That was beautiful. Thank you for talking to us about Toronto swearing. Thank you for telling us, Matt, when you think
it's not even swearing. That's like normal vernacular.
Well, then why the hell are we talking about it?
I don't know. You just got
infatuated. Why did we talk about anything we just talked about?
You just got infatuated with
me
saying
because it was fucking great.
Oh,
and you know what's going to be great after this? We're going to do some rocket ships and some wet breads.
The dangerous day. This is real dangerous.
Super back. The ultimate warrior.
I just looked. This beer is so old. It was brewed at Barnhammer. I did not know that's where Nonsuch brewed before.
This beer is so old.
Jordan, don't make me.
This beer was so old, it was brewed at Barnhammer.
Yo, your beer is so old.
Dem boy, what was it? Dem boys? No, that's not.
No, Mandems, the Mandems, Dem boys,
the Mandems. All right, so a little wrestling talk. Here we are, a little wet breads. We got some rocket ships. I think the wet breads are going to be far more entertaining today, so we're going to go with them last.
Yeah.
Let's go with your rocket ships of the week, Matt. I feel like you're flying high today, so why don't you go first?
Can we let Matt go first because he's the captain of honorary mentions, and I feel like he has to go last now, no matter what.
That's true. Yeah, because then he just.
I do have a lot written down.
Yeah, so
okay, I'll go.
You go first. I'll go second.
All right, so mine's a tempered rocket ship. It's a smaller rocket ship. I feel like it's a step in the right direction. You guys might disagree with me.
Again, is it SpaceX? Because that thing's dumb.
What the fuck?
Did you just make a Tesla joke?
Yes, I did.
Oh my fucking God.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? It's been a long time since I've heard that.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, so
really nothing for a long time?
I just got it.
Thank you. I'm stopping the podcast if that joke doesn't get at least a chuckle.
Jesus Christ.
All right, go, Pat.
A big AEW guy, so I watched AEW. Their first they postponed their New Year's Eve bash because of the passing of Brody Lee. So they finally got to that this week. My rocket ship, the match I didn't think I would enjoy, but I did enjoy. I enjoyed the women's title match between Sheeta and Jordan's favorite wrestler, Abaddon.
Okay, hold up. You're giving a rocket ship to AEW, and you're not going to mention the last match.
No, I felt like that's too easy.
Okay.
It's too easy.
Time in.
Shut up. It's not too easy. It's perfectly acceptable if someone gives it to that.
All right, so I actually rewatched it because I couldn't put my finger on why I liked it so much. I just think just what we've been getting from AEW in terms of women wrestling has been so bad.
Shit.
Atrocious?
Bad.
That's
Like,
the word that came to my mind.
If Britt Baker's not on the card, and if it's not,
and to be fair, Britt Baker, her character work's really good, but her in-ring work is
she's a so-so in-ring wrestler.
Yeah, she's
like
so-so.
it's
entertaining.
So right now they have Sheeta as their champion, who's good. In-ring work is good. Maybe not the long term that you need with a champion. They have Britt Baker, who's a great personality. They have Serena Deeb, who comes in and wrestles every now and then with the NWA title, that little tiny belt, which is hilarious every time it comes out. And finally, the fourth one I'm missing. Who am I missing?
But the fourth woman wrestler?
Fourth woman wrestler that's good.
Big Swole.
No.
Fuck you.
I don't think there's a fourth. Oh, Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, that's the one.
Oh, I was sitting there. I was like,
Yeah.
I thought you said her already, and I realized you
Thunder
didn't.
Rosa. So they have a good base now. I hope all those four women stick around. But Abaddon brings this kind of like not on the level, this kind of Bray Wyatt-ish feel to her.
She's so different.
So different, so fucking scary, terrifying in general, but she intrigues me because I feel like you can do weird shit with her and it would make sense. And
Yes.
at one point in this world title match, she takes Sheeta underneath the ring and bites her neck, which she did a horrible job of selling. But that's
because she's
beyond
never
the point.
been bit before in
Yeah.
a wrestling match. She doesn't know
Yeah.
what to do.
So it was kind of just different. The way she works is kind of slow, methodical. She's always working to the camera with her very sexual faces that Jordan gets slightly aroused by every time he sees them. But all in all, I just thought it was a really good outing for both women. I think Abaddon, you could pop her into any storyline with a woman in that division now, and it would be a fun thing to watch. Jordan doesn't agree because he's a scaredy bitch, but
I didn't even watch the match.
But at the end of the day, I just really enjoyed it. That was my rocket ship of the week. So, Jordan, you're up next with the main event of AEW, apparently.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of things that I thought were like rocket ship worthy this week. So Omega
Did you
Felix,
watch New Year's Evil? I thought it was
it was good, but I didn't. I can't give the woman like. There's a lot of parts of that I thought were good, but I wasn't going to give the. I didn't think any of those matches or any of the things on it were better than Omega Felix. Lived right up to the billing. Very, very good match.
The aftermatch stuff.
Now hold on. Now,
sorry.
Let's see. So
I'm
the
real
match
excited
was
today, guys.
fantastic. I really enjoy Kenny Omega's versatility watching him in the ring. I feel like he has really good matches with Lucha Libres, though.
Yeah.
There's something about it with him where he really does a good job. Like he understands the style, and he doesn't try to like outdo them, but he knows how to work like selling the Lucha Libre moves while also slowing the match down enough that it's not a spot fest. The Young Bucks should take some fucking notes.
I think if you go back to like the early episodes of our podcast, please don't. They're not that great. But they're on YouTube now, so go back and give them a listen because we need some views.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button.
Smash subscribe button.
Hit the bell button too.
We were not fans of Kenny Omega when this podcast started. We were not. We were not.
We?
I wasn't.
You.
I didn't like that he pointed at stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that, his matches were always really good.
I felt like he was trying to wrestle in North American style, and that's not what Kenny Omega is. And now he's gotten away from that. And I find Kenny Omega one of the most entertaining things on AEW every week now. So
the pairing with Callis has
been good.
seamlessly brought him into a North American storyline, though.
Yeah.
Okay. This has now led me to the first ever wet ship. I was going to go with Rocket Bread, but that still sounded super fucking cool, and it doesn't really
Rocket
fit.
Bread would be amazing.
Yeah, and that doesn't sound... So I'm going to make... It's a ship, but it's wet, which means I'm assuming it's damaged or malfunctioning in some way. The Bullet Club thing they're doing...
You didn't like this?
I don't... It's a wet ship because I don't I had very
wet
big
ship. I heard something completely different.
Wet
Oh no,
shit.
it's not wet shit. It's
That's no good.
ship. SHIP. I don't know how to feel about it. I saw it,
Yeah.
and you know when something feels like it's not supposed to be there. I
Yep.
feel like we're like oh my god, I almost said the UFC. The WWE and AEW keep trying to do the Bullet Club, and I think the Bullet Club was a thing that was in New Japan. And now when you try to do this over and over again, it just feels kind of cheap and like it doesn't feel.
It's like when they brought back the NWO and WWE. It just didn't work.
It doesn't
It's like
work.
every time they bring back DX.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
feels
what are we
forced.
doing here? It's like it fit the time slot and the time it needed to be. It was a great vehicle for New Japan to push guys like Finn, to push guys like AJ, to push Kenny, to push Cody. I'd say Cody was the last like legit cool thing in the Bullet Club. And now you're bringing it back again. And it's like, it's cheap. It feels cheap. So I guess I want to give them time to see if they can make it cool again. But you can't tell me that the Young Bucks, Gallows and Anderson, and Kenny feels, and they already have a big time heel faction unless they break that up with the Inner Circle. So I just don't know like what they're doing. It's a wet ship.
I don't hate the Gallows and Anderson insertion into the storyline. The Young Bucks coming in, I feel like that should have created the tension that finally breaks up the Elite.
Yeah.
But I feel like Kenny and the Young Bucks are destined to just
I'm
be
terrified
together
that they're
forever.
going to come out next week and they're going to be calling themselves the Elite Bullet Club, and I might puke.
Well, I think I agree with what Matt's saying. It's like either take out the Young Bucks or you know what I think would have been a legit like good heel thing to do is do the Bullet Club with the Young Bucks and Kenny, but make it very slimy. Like make it like a gross sellout, shitty, like we're doing it for the money, who gives a fuck version of the Bullet Club. I think or if you're going Gallows and Anderson, make it, give it its run with Kenny. But I think like having all five of them doesn't make sense to me. It's like so clear that they're flying by the seat of their pants and they couldn't think of anything better. So they're like, let's just go back to what worked. And I think it just screams like Young Bucks being shitty heels all over it. It just screams bad Young Buck idea.
I've been getting a lot of more and more with the booking in AEW. I've been getting a lot more WWE vibes.
Yeah.
Where at first it felt a little bit fresher. Now they're getting back to that tired old booking where their gimmick should be, no, the wrestling speaks for us. We tell simple stories.
Or we're going to try to do new shit. Like whether we fall on our face or we fly, we're not going to like, speaking of, we will talk about it. We're not going to go back to the well. You know, and that was, I'll be honest, like it was a wet ship because I didn't know how to feel. I would probably put this more in wet bread cat. Like now that I've talked about it, I really don't like it.
Yeah, but you're still on the fence, right? You're willing to see what happens.
Yeah, like in the moment I was very conflicted, but the way it happened, I was like, that's not good. But Matt, over to you to finish it up.
Give us your 12 rocket ships, please.
I got 2/3 honorable mentions.
Oh my god, you're killing me. This better be fast.
It will be. New Year's Evil was good. Everything I saw from it was very good. The other thing, Xiaolin, and Boa, that angle, I am so intrigued by that.
I'm close to them paying it off. It's like I didn't quite think the payoff was there.
Yeah.
My concern is I don't want them to do an Abaddon thing again. Like, I don't want them to copy Abaddon.
Somebody said that the guy sitting in the chair looked like Andrade, and that would be cool. Except it wouldn't make sense.
Weird. That would make no sense.
And it's a woman in the chair.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought they had a beard. I mean, women can have beards, I guess, but.
Very progressive of you. I don't know what they're going. Like, I just don't want this to be like an Abaddon thing. That's all. Like Abaddon is, I will give her this. It's her own lane. That's for goddamn sure. And
she's really unique.
It's going to be very clear if you're copying her gimmick or not. So
my last one, and I thought this was gonna be my wet bread when I saw it, the notification on my phone, but then I watched it. Pierce winning the gauntlet match, I really enjoyed. You didn't watch it, Jordan. Pat, you probably didn't watch it. I really enjoyed it.
I think it's got potential. I think it gives Reigns something to do at Royal Rumble that doesn't take anybody out of the Rumble.
It actually, apparently Owens is going to be inserted or even replace him.
Okay.
But even if he's not, Pierce can go. What's his first name? Adam
Pierce.
Yeah. Adam Pearce can go, so I mean, it could still be a good match.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
My rocket ship of the week, though.
Oh, that wasn't your rocket ship.
Oh my God, we do this every week. You know I get excited. My rocket ship of the week.
He's a big Belgian guy. Really, like he gets warm inside with the Belgians.
Was Drew McIntyre against Keith Lee. Wow.
Yeah, that was money. That was a money match.
That was a great TV match. Probably the best match Raw has seen in all of 2020. I know it's not 2020 anymore, but hey.
What do you think about Keith Lee's work? Like in the match, did you notice any change to him after coming at? Like, was he slower?
He slowed it down a little bit, but I really do. I like his selling more. I did notice a bit of a change in his selling.
I think that's okay. I think that's fair. I think if I was going to be annoyed, I actually don't disagree with the idea that if they sent him back to work on his selling, I actually did think that from the NXT days that he didn't have to do much high impact selling. Where if he's coming up, he's going to have to sell equal guys who are equal.
He's going to have to sell for other big
for
bosses.
Drew.
Like
we can name 5 guys you'll have to sell for right now. Yeah. So it's like,
if you're going to sell like a big man, I think he has a lane for selling, and I think I kind of saw it. This was a great match. I think Keith Lee taking the pin makes sense. What happened after, I almost threw up, but
we'll get to it.
We're going to get to it. But I'm going to throw it out there. I would never bet on wrestling because it's just ridiculous. But I think I would put my bet on Keith Lee to win the Rumble.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that.
Who do you think's winning the Rumble then?
I'll take a look at the odds. I'll let you pardon.
Daniel Bryan.
I'll take a look at the odds. I'll let you know.
Keith Lee's Final Four. I'm calling it then.
Oh, I would hope so. That'd be a huge disappointment if he wasn't. All right.
Hey, can I go first on this? Because you guys both have good wet breads, and
I'd like to report to the podcast that someone has turned on the processor again, and I've yet to hear a disaster. So we might have figured it out.
Might have to pause. Might have to take a tea.
This might be a 2-hour break. Matt, you can go first for red breads.
Okay. We discussed. We usually don't discuss wet breads and rocket ships beforehand, but we did discuss it a little bit. And Jordan and Pat took the 2 big ones this week. The 2 massive, absolutely massive ones, in my opinion. So I was like, well, what's my wet bread going to be? My wet bread is the fact that I have to believe that Darby Allin can beat Brian Cage, and that they needed a weigh-in to illustrate that Brian Cage is bigger than Darby Allin.
I'm not an idiot. I didn't know that. You couldn't tell
not
just
an
from
idiot.
looking at it.
I have eyeballs.
If you wanted the biggest fraud of 2021 is that scale telling us that Darby Allin is 175 pounds.
Yes.
Huge fraud.
I 100% agree. But I'm not looking forward to this match. I think Darby Allin as the TNT champion, I don't hate that. I hate that his first match, it should have been against Starks. I think they should have threw Starks at him. If you want to throw somebody from Team Taz, it should have been Starks and not Brian Cage. If Darby Allin beats Brian Cage clean with no funny business, like Sting better come out and like take his bat to Brian Cage's head. That's the only way I'm going to believe this win.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know what to say about this one. This is just, if Darby's going to be your champion, you're going to have to figure out a way to make this work, or else it's not going to work, right? So
exactly,
I think that's all there is to it. I like, honestly, like, I get what you're saying, but this is like the pinnacle of wrestling has to suspend belief in some way. So
I can believe that Daniel Bryan is going to beat Batista. Why? Because Daniel Bryan has high impact offense. Darby Allin is the Mikey Whipwreck of modern day wrestling.
Okay, nah, that's unfair, Darby Allin.
I feel like if you're Darby, like, I actually see what Matt's saying. Like, I think if
Darby's
you're Darby,
a seller.
You have to, if you're Darby, you against Brian Cage, you have to take this quote unquote hardcore, and you have to go to that level and try to figure it out there. A singles match doesn't make sense if he beats him. It just doesn't line up.
Straight singles match? He can't. How's he going to pin Brian Cage clean?
The issue with the singles match is they haven't planted any seeds that there is something Darby Allin could do to beat Brian Cage.
Yeah, so it's going to have to be tomfoolery.
Like, Sting's going to have to hit him with a baseball bat several times.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might have to literally
full disclosure, guys. Full disclosure. I'm a big Brian Cage fan.
I enjoy him too. I like him.
Too.
I feel like he's shit on the mic, but everything else about him makes sense.
But that's why they got him Taz. Right?
That's why they put him
Speaking of Taz, is this fucking stuff. I think Ricky Starks is a stud. There's that guy.
I cannot wait until Taz's son becomes a bigger thing. Like his nickname is Hook, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna hook him.
Well, yeah, his finisher has to be the hook mission, right?
Yeah. Has to be something.
But no, I think it's funny. The two big guys in that group are the two dudes who I think are the least interesting. Like I think Ricky Starks is a personality like stud, and I think Hook is going to be interesting too.
Yeah.
Pat, do you want to go last or you want to go second?
Let me go last. I still have to collect my thoughts about it.
Okay. I mean, we can all do this one collectively. Pat and I really did like a rock paper. Not even that. We just flipped a coin because we both hated the two things we talk about so much that we didn't really know which one to take. Goldberg's back.
That's. God
I don't even know if we should talk about it that much because I feel like it's been beaten to death. This is reason 1,000 why the WWE, specifically like Raw and SmackDown, but mostly Vince needs to go as fast as possible. There are a litany of other stars you could build to put in that spot. A ton of other stars that you could help promote by putting them up against Drew, and you fuck them, and you continue to bring in part-time wrestlers who people realize now that it's not special because you do it so much. You've literally ruined the thing that makes it interesting. Is the special once in a lifetime moment of it, and you do it so much now it's not even special anymore. It's like they're running the reverse in football every game. It makes
You can't do it.
No, they're trying to steal home every game. Like what the fuck are you doing? So that's it. And we all know it's crap, but it's so bad that we can't even like brush past it. Like we can't even be like, hey, this is bad, we're not going to talk about it. It's horrendous.
If you're Drew McIntyre and you spent this entire almost a
pandemic
year
almost carrying this fucking company.
This company. And I get it. It's like, oh, it's cool. Yeah, Goldberg and me. Yeah, that's a cool little spot. But I got the feeling that this is going to be the Royal Rumble match. And I'm like, what in whose fucking mind does Drew McIntyre have to share the ring with Goldberg, who is A, never been a good worker, B, is fucking horrible now. Him and The Undertaker almost killed each other.
That's why I think Keith Lee should have been at the Rumble. That match should have been at the Rumble.
Nobody
that's why
would have
I think
batted
he's going to be Final Four, and that's why I think he's got a good shot to win the Rumble. Because why else would you waste that on TV?
Is Goldberg coming back to get squashed?
Okay, I have a comment and I have a question. First comment, if Goldberg wins or has a competitive match and doesn't just get Claymored 3 times, I may stop watching Raw.
You should. They should. If their viewership goes down after this, that's how you make people change. And that's why I haven't watched it in years.
Just let me ask this question, Pat, and then you can go. You can answer the question, then go.
Yeah.
If Brock Lesnar had came out, would you be mad at all?
No.
Fuck no.
No, that would have made sense, right?
He's the biggest fucking draw in wrestling.
And there's the thing. You don't bring back Brock for Drew. Brock comes back for one man, and his name's Roman Reigns. When Brock comes, in fact, if we get past WrestleMania and Brock's not back, I would almost argue you tell Brock, stay at home, we'll pay you, we'll see you at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Like, you bring back Brock for SummerSlam or Mania, and it's going against Roman as the true head of the table, and you build that bitch for months. And I have a think feeling you give Brock underlings. Like, you give Brock his version of Usos, right? Like, you bring back Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. There's a reference for you.
Shelton Benjamin's in the Hurt Business. And
I know, but I'm saying, I was saying, like, I think you do that. I understand.
Charlie Haas not looking good.
No, but that's what I would say is like, oh yeah, Charlie Haas, yikes.
So what I was gonna say, this is when, like, having no crowd has done a lot of good things to WWE. Like we talked about, Drew McIntyre has been built without a crowd, and everybody's on board. It could have went either way with a crowd. If Goldberg would have come out in front of a crowd to face Drew McIntyre, he would have been booed out of the fucking arena.
But I think that's what they want.
I don't know what Vince wants.
But I don't see how Goldberg gets squashed. Like, I see how I know, but like, I just can't see like he's Goldberg. Like, if he's at the point where he's getting squashed,
how does he get squashed? Claymore kick.
I know, but and it's his last appearance of all time. And it's still a waste because he's not putting people over, because anybody who still thinks this is Goldberg.
Yeah, it's not. Exactly.
It's bad all around. So I don't know, like, we can keep it moving. It's just like, it's so bad we have to, I needed to get that in here.
Absolutely.
It's horrendous.
Now, Pat, give her.
Yeah, Pat.
Like, I'm not going to give her because it's just been beaten to death. And
you better give her, because I almost took this from you and gave you Goldberg.
But this is what he wants. He wants people to be pissed off about it.
Fair.
So it's really, it's pushing away. So if I look at it here in the Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom, he gave 1, 2, 3, 4 matches 5 stars and above. I don't take, the reason I do the 2 and 2.3 out of 5 on our reviews is because I think Dave Meltzer's rating system is fucking abysmal. It just doesn't mean anything. He does it to get clicks. He does it to get readers. He gets to
good for him, because he's been doing it for a living for.
Yeah, I get it. He's the first one to do it. I understand it. But to give 4 in one night, sure, they could be 5 stars, but then like give over 5. You're telling me, I just looked it up. Walter against Dragunov is 5 stars. You're telling me that wasn't above 5 stars if you're comparing matches? It is very clear there is some bias. Is Kenny Omega one of the best workers in the world right now? Yes. He has like 5 matches that are 5 stars and above. It just blows me away. It doesn't,
First of all, what's the point of having a 5-star system if you go above it? Seriously. Like, if you're not taking the piss and you go above it, like, just make it a 10-star system.
My other thing with it too is, okay, yeah, you gave 5 5-star and above matches in a week, but you didn't give Walter and Dragunov above 5 because it's in WWE. 100%. That match happens. Yeah. I hate to use a Pritchard thing, but if that match happens in the Tokyo Dome, he for sure gives that more than 5 stars.
And that's why I keep thinking it's like I was furious when you guys sent me that.
He's Skip Bayless of wrestling.
I was furious, and then I took a step back and I'm like, this is what he wants. He wants everybody who has a wrestling podcast, everybody who has a wrestling anything, to be like, can you fucking believe this? First of all, can you fucking believe this? Second of all, it's like, okay, at this point, I don't even care about the star ratings. I don't care anymore because they don't mean anything. And they never really did. They never really did mean anything.
He's the Goldberg of ratings because he brings it back and he does it, and you know what's coming, and it's not legit. And I watched Wrestle Kingdom. I watched it.
You did?
Yes, because I knew this was going to happen, and it's the one.
Was there 4 5-star above matches in that?
No, and here's the thing. I will say that because it's a different style of wrestling. You can see it as it's happening. Like, I love the Walter Dragunov style of wrestling. That's where
it's a fight.
It's a legit fight. I could see how, like, if you're looking for it, like, artistic, the flow of a match, I think that's really where Japanese style signs is. They do a nice mix of like hard hitting with ebbs and flows. In my opinion, though, it's way too long. Most matches take too long, and there's not enough personality to keep me involved. That's my downsides to Japanese wrestling. I would argue that maybe there was 1 5-star match. Now, Ibushi Jay White was the one that I thought was like my favorite.
And that one I could see
5 stars.
Right.
FYI,
Ospreay I thought was the second best one.
FYI, Jay White should sign with WWE.
Fuck no, I hope he doesn't.
No. I hope he stays in Japan.
No. I hope he goes to AEW.
He's just another guy in AEW. He's the same prototype.
I feel like he could go to NXT. I think he's a better
John Moxley.
I think he could go to NXT.
He's a more believable John Moxley.
Allow us to see if Adam Cole can fly on the main roster.
Would you like me to tell you the answer to that? Since one of my favorite wrestlers is about to get murdered on the main roster, he won't fly on the main roster. It's kind of like how Rhea Ripley's career is about to die.
And the only reason I'll argue with you is because that's Triple H's boy.
Yeah, but Triple H isn't involved with the booking up on Raw.
I still don't see how Adam Cole gets above the Intercontinental title.
And that's not the persona of Adam Cole, and his charisma is not Intercontinental title.
If I was Adam Cole, I would be begging to stay in NXT. I would tell them to never send you up.
I want to see him in the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
He should. Someone like him should. If your top NXT talent, male and female, should always be in the Rumble.
Look, here's what I'm gonna do, because I love Royal Rumbles. Matt, Royal Rumbles, best thing in wrestling ever. A bar none. Nothing beats Royal Rumble.
Agreed.
If I see Adam Cole come out number 1 on January 31st for the Royal Rumble, and is the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble, that's one of the greatest Royal Rumbles of all time. whatever else happens.
I'll shotgun an 8% beer if that happens. That's how excited I'll be.
Damn.
I will lament the fact that we're not going to get to watch it together because the COVID Christmas numbers have come out and we are screwed.
Keep the faith.
There's an outside shot, boys. There's an outside shot.
All right. Well, that was a lively bunch. Fuck Dave Meltzer's rating system. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Fuck Goldberg.
Yeah.
Fuck
You know
Goldberg.
what, Pat? I'm going to come out and say something crazy here. I am. You know what? Okay, I was going to ban Goldberg from the podcast, but
if Goldberg wants to come on our podcast,
yeah,
I want him to leave our podcast.
That's true. Are we
That's
banning Dave Meltzer?
Yes.
We are.
No.
Oh,
No.
You know what?
Oh no, we're not. No,
We're not.
no.
Fuck. You know
So
what?
who's on
We
the
are
ban list
such
last week?
sellouts.
Oh yeah, Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno is banned.
I don't even
You
like
are
Disco
banned,
Inferno.
sir.
All right. We'll be right
Alex
back. with
Wright, though, I'm all about it.
all about Alex Wright. Alex Wright. All right. We'll leave it there. And when we come back, gonna be my favorite and Matt's favorite Flight in a Pint of all time.
Oh, Michael, this is going to be fun to watch.
Royal Rumble season is upon us. Royal Rumble month. I have begun the task of watching every Royal Rumble match. That is my ritual every January. I've already knocked out 88, 89, 90, and 91. So
Those
What else
are
we get?
by far four of the worst.
Also, can I give a quick shout out to the beer I'm drinking right now? It's not from Winnipeg, but I think it's already in contention for non-Winnipeg beer of the year. Flying Monkeys, the Chocolate Manifesto.
interesting.
Bar
I had a
none.
good Flying Monkeys just now, too.
There's something about Flying Monkeys, like out of Barrie, Ontario. You just should pick up everything they ever make. But the Chocolate Manifesto is
Them boys, eh?
Damn. It's the best. It's better than any Kilter Stout.
All right.
I'll
so,
put it there. That's where I'm going to put it.
That's high, though. That's high
it's,
praise.
it's better
That's high
than
praise for
the
Jordan.
only one I would say it's not better than is Smorio. Everything else, every main release, this blows it. This is the best one.
All right. So for our first Flight in a Pint of 2021, we went with Old Faithful, our favorite thing in the world, Royal Rumbles. We will be doing a flight and a pint of Royal Rumble matches. We are not talking about any of the matches on the card. The Royal Rumble match itself, years, reasons. I can't wait. I'm excited.
So it's 2021, and I've lost my job as the introducer of.
Royal Rumbles, Jordan, you can have it back after Royal Rumble month.
All right. I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's disappointing, but okay.
Royal Rumble is, we've said the best thing in wrestling, but it's like in my top 5 things
It's
pop
the
culture.
shit. It's like genuinely as good as
It's just the excitement. There's always something new there. That's always fun. I enjoy every second of every Royal Rumble.
Me and Pat have talked about this. A bad Rumble match is still entertaining as shit.
Like, I think I'm going to take a couple bad Royal Rumble matches in the grand scheme of things, but just because I love them and there's memories attached to them. All right. So the first pick is pretty non, self-explanatory, but who wants the first pick? I'm feeling generous today. Would anybody like to jump on the first pick?
Pat, I'm going to allow you to take the first pick.
Oh, I can't fucking wait. Oh yeah. Okay. I will take the first pick.
Can I take the last pick?
Sure.
Jordan, you like that last slot, eh?
Mostly because this might be the number one. I don't know as much as I should know one we've ever had. So I've been reading as much as I can, but we'll see.
Okay, so Royal Rumbles 2, before you start and pick Royal Rumble 92, thumbs up, I know. Before you start, Royal Rumbles are one of those things where you say a year and you're like, what?
Mhm.
It's like a Friends episode, though. You're like, the one where this happened, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Absolutely.
That's why Royal Rumbles are great, because they're like Friends, Jordan.
Except they're not.
Aw.
Oh, he meant the show.
Oh. Aw.
All right. So I will lead things off. We reviewed it last week. This is an easy pick. First pick, Flight in a Pint, Royal Rumble matches. I'm taking Royal Rumble 1992, the one where Ric Flair comes in at number 3. Bobby Heenan on commentary. We've reviewed it. You don't need to hear me say it again. A star-studded lineup. Bobby Heenan's fire on commentary. Ric Flair has a hell of a performance. Wins the vacant world title. Cuts one of the greatest promos of all time with a tear in his eye. Ric Flair. Royal Rumble 1992 is my first pick in Flight in a Pint.
I can't even be mad at you. Like,
No, that even I think that's probably the best
This is
one.
probably the first.
Ah.
I would say the first slam dunk pick in Flight in a
I
Pint.
think there's maybe one.
No.
one or two other ones that could be in the conversation, but I think if you pick those, you better be ready to defend the fact that you didn't take 92.
Yeah, exactly. And I was not prepared to do that because 92 is the best one. So Matt, pick number 2, Flight in a Pint Royal Rumble matches.
Okay, so number 2, Jordan, I'm banking on the fact that I know which list you're looking at, and that I can get the one
I'm not looking at a list. I researched
Jordan,
everything.
it's okay. I looked at lists too.
Okay.
I'm banking on the
looking at a
fact that you're
list.
looking at the same lists I looked at, and I can get the one I want on the way back.
I'm sure you fucking can. I don't know what
I'm gonna take Royal Rumble. This is my absolute favorite Royal Rumble, 2008.
Ooh, good one.
I was gonna take that
and
one.
I know why.
So there's really two reasons why I love this Rumble. Number one, it's an MSG. MSG has the best hard cam
The Mecca.
position for Royal Rumbles ever. You see the hard cam faces the entrance. So when guys walk out and the entrance is super short, you know exactly what's happening. People go nuts. It's one of my favorite setups for WWE pay-per-views. WrestleMania 10 was there. I love that hard cam position. I don't know why. It's iconic to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the other reason I love this Rumble, who's number 30? Who's the surprise entrant coming in early from injury, hands crossed over his crotch,
Cesaro's workout buddy.
leaning over to the crowd. The crowd forgets they're supposed to hate him. Who?
Cesaro's workout buddy.
Yeah. My internet screwed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's John
Yeah,
Cena.
apologize, bitch. Sorry.
I'm
sorry.
It's John Cena, and it's awesome. And he comes out at 30. Everybody loses their mind, and they're like, "Oh wait, we don't like John Cena. We need to boo John Cena." But they forget for a second, and I love it.
Low key in that Rumble also is the beginning of the Taker Michaels feud
Yes.
leading into WrestleMania.
That's
So
also
great,
the Rumble where Michael's nose gets absolutely obliterated early
Yes.
in the match.
great pick.
Was that
Matt.
from wrestling or from a little schneef?
It was weakened probably.
Okay, a little schneef.
All right, Jordan, don't fuck it up. 2 picks in a row, buddy.
All
He's
right.
gonna fuck it up. He's gonna fuck it up.
No, I am going to nail this. Okay. So I'm going to pick the Royal Rumble that I believe was the end. It's my opinion. This is my mental end of the Attitude Era. This is where, in my opinion, it stopped. I remember this Rumble because it was a shit show. It was all over the place. Drew Carey was in it.
Yep.
There was like hardcore wrestling in the middle. Stone Cold bladed like he'd never done it before. Like he was blading like he got shot in the face by a howitzer. Yeah, Royal Rumble 2001 was a shit show. It was a shit show.
That is the one where Kane sent the record for most eliminations.
Yep.
11 eliminations. That's a good one, Jordan.
Yes.
Number 2 on my list.
Haku came back and beat the living piss out of people. Big Show came back. It was just, I remember watching it. It was just chaos on wheels, but it was fun chaos. And I think it was in my mental, I think I stopped watching around there. That was kind of when it ran the gamut for me. And I kind of moved on and came back to it, as later in life. But this is that's a special one for me because it was just such a tire fire. It wasn't a tire fire in a bad way. It was just there was 45 different things in this match.
It was split into 3 parts, and the middle part of the hardcore wrestling was the best.
Yeah, it was out of the clouds. You have to almost remind yourself that it was still a Royal Rumble. But that's the one that I pick for the 3rd pick.
I respect that pick.
Yeah. Okay, so the 4th pick is going to be special to me because it produced one of my all-time, I'm laughing just thinking about it, all-time favorite wrestling moments ever. Royal Rumble 2005 is going to be
it is there.
my pick. Okay. And let me tell you.
And I know why you love it.
Yeah, let me tell you exactly why.
Probably too high, but that's okay.
That's okay. So Benoit and Guerrero were great in this, disavow. But the ending alone, is one of my favorite things that's ever happened in wrestling of all time.
To Matt's point, this one doesn't matter what happened before it. This is the one where Jordan tells us what happened.
I'm laughing and I can't like say it. Okay, so Batista and John Cena.
No, just it's the one where.
It's the one where Vince McMahon blows out his quads.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's the one.
Yes, John Cena and Batista go over the rope and land at the same time. No one knows what to do. Vince panics in Gorilla, runs down to fix it, doesn't get into the ring properly, blows both his quads out on the side of the ring, and proceeds to yell commands on the fly, sitting down against the ropes. And then has to get dragged out of the ring and get surgery. The match restarts, but it is, in my opinion, I don't care what people think of my list. There was a chance I was going to take it ahead of the other one because it's such a moment.
It's an all-time wrestling moment. All-time wrestling moment.
Like, I watch that clip maybe once a month. Like, I'll come by it on YouTube and it'll be like Vince McMahon blows out his quads. And I'm like, yeah, we're running it back. We're fucking
anybody listening that's like, that sounds kind of funny. No.
It's hilarious. It was in the time, in the moment, it was stupefying. Like in the and I'm like,
why is he sitting
in the moment? You're like, what the fuck is going on? Because you think wrestling's just a complete work. So I was trying to think of the reasons he was sitting down, and then when it came out that he legitimately blew out both his quads, you also have to understand how fucking hard it is to blow out both your quads at once. It is
walking.
It is genuinely. I dare you to go out in your life and try as best as you can to blow up both your quads at once. You can't do it trying to do it.
And the pain he must have been in, and the whole time he just stayed mad. He was just so mad the entire time.
It's an incredible all-time wrestling moment. I'll let this move on. There's probably one other one I can think of that might go above it for me, but the moment alone puts it at my 1-2 punch. So I'll take Royal Rumble 05 and kick it back to Matt, I believe, in the middle.
When I was compiling my list of what I was going to take, I decided the hell with what I think people think I should take.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take what I like. Yep. Because the Royal Rumble, I love the Royal Rumble. And there's certain ones that if they're on the network or during Rumble season, I'm like, I got to watch some Rumbles.
Day stoppers.
Yeah. And there's one, and it's very recent, 2020.
Oh, he took it. I thought I was going to get it.
It's one of those Rumbles that I went through a bunch of lists. And I'm like, why is it not there? And I looked at the published date on all these lists on the internet. And I'm like, oh, because these lists were published like long ago, like a couple of years ago. But 2020 had so many layers. It was 2 Rumbles in one almost. So you had the Brock Lesnar part up until Drew McIntyre comes and claymores his head off over the rope.
Sells it big.
Oh, and again, for Lesnar to sell for you, he's got to have respect. So that was awesome. And then you have Edge comes back and gets real dusty in this biatch.
You cried. I didn't cry.
No, I didn't cry.
I'll be interested to see where that I think 5 years from now to know where that actually sits all time.
I think it's going to be top 10.
Top 5.
You think it was that? I don't know if it was that good. I think it had one really good moment.
No, see,
I guess I just picked one that had one really, really good moment. So I don't know. What the fuck do I know, right?
But Jordan, I rewatched it. I'm actually watching it right now.
Are you watching it now? Yeah.
I'm watching the Women's Rumble from 2020.
Matt likes to put. Oh, by the way, thank God. Okay, thank God. I'm so happy the Women's Royal Rumble exists now because we get the Royal Rumble twice
in a night.
It's incredible. God, I hope they have some fans in this. Just some fans in there. Anyways, yeah.
But I watched the 2020 Rumble last week, and I was like, man, this is a really, really good Royal Rumble. You know what? Like Brock Lesnar absolutely dominating. While I was watching it, I was like, this kind of sucks. And then as you start thinking about it, you're like, no, this is actually awesome.
Yeah.
This is freaking awesome. And it makes sense. And the way he gets eliminated makes sense. And then the rest of the match, Royal Rumbles don't always make sense. This one made sense. And I really enjoyed it. And that's my number 5 pick. It's a top 5 pick.
I was surprised 2020 came up that fast, but
I was taking it next. If Matt didn't take it, I was taking it.
That's why I knew Jordan wouldn't take it. That's why I was happy I was picking in the middle, because I was like, I'm pretty sure Jordan won't take it, but I think Pat will take it early.
All right. So I have a lot of choices with this one. It was gonna be an Austin win Rumble. This next one.
Which one though? And I'm taking Jordan's route.
just something I liked, something I wanted, moments. Royal Rumble 1998.
Okay, you took the better of the two.
Austin wins legit this time, which I hope
Yeah.
that one comes up because we talk about it. Brett got screwed. This match, Austin wins, rightfully so. He was the face of the Attitude Era, but the chaos that it was involved of the Attitude Era was there. A 50-minute performance, a 50-minute performance by The Rock in that match, but also
Underrated.
Mick Foley.
This is the
Faces of
one.
Foley.
If you didn't mention this, I would have been
Oh.
pissed.
The
Yeah.
three faces of Foley showed up. Every gimmick of Mick Foley was in the match. And if you watch it, it is the funniest thing ever because every time he comes out, he's more and more tired. He's still sweating from the last time, but it just works. And it's a memorable moment. Mick Foley, one of the top gimmicks ever is Mick Foley's gimmicks. I think
So that Royal Rumble, I actually do remember. So there's like a sweet spot in the mid to late 90s that I actually remember all of them. It was interesting how like that. I thought that Rumble is remembered for its highs and had a lot of warts though. There was a lot of guys in there who were in there for way too fucking long carrying that match.
Oh yeah.
But the highs of that were so high that like the Mick Foley thing that's my second favorite Rumble moment. Like if we're not talking the Edge thing
Him and
of all
Chainsaw
time.
Charlie beating the hell out of each other is
for no
hilarious.
reason.
Like genuinely, it's like Vince blowing out his quads, Mick Foley coming out as like again. And I started laughing, and you knew it was coming the third time. Like it was the second time I was like howling with laughter. I don't know why it was so funny to me at that age, but it was. I was like 9 years, or how old was I? I was like fucking 7 or 8, and I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, it's
all right.
It's super entertaining, that one.
Yeah,
There is a couple that I had higher on my list for this next one. But at the end of the day, I just think it should be here because it's so fresh and it's so new. I'm taking a more recent one. I'm going to take the Women's Royal Rumble 2019. The second one that they ever did. I think the reason
That's the Becky Lynch one?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch, this was when she arrived. But the best thing I loved about this Royal Rumble, it wasn't like the first one they did where it was very reliant on nostalgia. This second Women's Royal Rumble was based on, look how far our women's division has come. We can throw in 30 women, and I truly believed any one of those women could win.
Less jobbers in 2019 than we've seen in most Rumbles in the past.
Exactly.
Like the 98 Rumble had more jobbers than the 2019 one.
Everybody was solid. There was, you're going to get botches in Royal Rumble. It's such a clusterfuck of trying to do spots and trying to communicate while you're in the ring. The women did a really good job there. I think they're rightfully so. There's been 3 now Women's Royal Rumbles. This is the best of the 3. And so I think it deserves to be in one of those top 6 spots. So the Women's Royal Rumble of, it's 7th, sorry. The Women's Royal Rumble 2019 is my pick. Matt, back to you.
You know what, Pat? Just to comment on that, I wasn't going to pick a Women's Royal Rumble, but I think it deserves to be on there. And I think if you're going to pick one, it has to be 2019. 2018, the finish was god awful. The more recent one that I'm watching right now, it's okay. It's not great.
I mean, for the second one they've ever did, like, again, the women's division in WWE, I think, is the only thing a lot of the shows have going for it. Like, I would carve time out of if they will never do this, but if they ever made a women's only wrestling show, I would watch it and not in the like, ho ho tits type of way. Like, I would watch it because I genuinely think like those people are talented.
Because I think the first one they did in 2018 had to be what it is. It had to bring back old stars, and the second one, it had to be, this can't be a gimmick. This has to be a legit thing that we're
even then though. 2019 was quite gimmicky. Like there was Lita. Like I'm looking forward to the day where like we don't have. I mean, but I don't think there'll ever be that day. I feel like 10% of entrants now have to be some sort of throwback. Like WWE, I can't wait for who's the equivalent of like is Flair. Oh no, Flair has an awesome storyline going with Charlotte right now. Actually. We're finally getting the Charlotte Rick blow up, which is going to be awesome.
I think it's a one-off, but that's just me.
You're a fucking one-off.
Did I sneak that in there?
Okay,
it's now the number 8 pick.
Slick.
Remember when Slick came in the room?
This is about where Slick happened, actually.
Yeah,
this is exactly where the Slick debacle
will forever be the Slick pick.
The Slick round 3, sponsored by Slick.
I was doing some research today, and I came across this Rumble, and I've seen every Rumble at least twice, And this one you forget about, and then you start reading about it, and you're like, oh man, that Rumble was awesome. 2007. Now, that's the one where The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels go for 8 minutes at the end, and they have a full-on match, and it's awesome.
I didn't even have that on my
And
list.
they've been in there for fucking ever.
They had been in there forever. It's the only one that Taker's won, which is absurd that he was in the WWE for that long and only won one.
And that's a hell of a Final Four, too. The other two were Randy Orton and Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, go back and watch the 8 minutes between HBK and Taker. It's worth it.
And sets him up for the Mania match, too.
I might watch that Royal Rumble tomorrow. Just
and the setup for the Mania match and just everything about that. The match itself is pretty decent, too. Not overly memorable, but those two guys going 8 minutes at the end, nobody goes 8 minutes at the end of a Rumble, especially when they've both been in there for like a half hour.
Yeah.
So that just based on that performance, it's not one of those ones that jumps out at you. It doesn't stick in your mind, but when you go back and read about it, it was one of those ones where I was like, oh yeah, this one's really good. I would not like myself if I didn't take it.
All right, Jordan. To you for 2, my friend.
So this next one, I'm glad it's still here. I'm probably just going to go like Jordan nostalgia with this list at this point. I do think champions should not wrestle at the Royal Rumble. I think to keep another person who might be available for the Rumble, I think champions shouldn't wrestle at the Royal Rumble. That's just my personal take on it. I feel like they should get the night off.
I think I know where we're going.
No, it's not. It's not, but I just thought of that because I'm looking at the next, I always try to look at the people who are in it for the next one I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Royal Rumble 2002. There's a moment in it that I really like, which is why I'm going to pick it. Pat's like, where the fuck did I have that one?
I don't have that one on here.
I picked this for multiple reasons. One, star power top to bottom. This is the number one I remember with like the most dudes in it. Mr. Perfect was in this one.
Oh yeah, his return. Yeah,
this is the return of Mr. Perfect.
This is actually a good Rumble.
This is the return of Mr. Perfect, but that is not.
He gets to the Final Four.
This is not why I like this one. This is the Maven Royal Rumble
when he eliminates Undertaker.
And not only I smile at this because Maven took one of the hardest chair shots I've ever seen in my entire.
The following year, he takes his chair shot.
I thought, 02 is when he takes the chair shot.
Does he eliminate him in 01?
Yeah, it was the return. Yeah, he came back and he fucking.
No, that was all in the same match, wasn't it?
Was it?
Maybe I'm misremembering.
I think it was all in the same
very
match.
Possible I don't remember,
he threw him out, and then Undertaker went, okay, fuck you, and beat the living piss out of him, and then knocked him into next week with a chair shot.
Yeah. He did he eliminated him. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh God, I hope I didn't fuck that up. But I remember that chair shot, once again, is something I will see a GIF of and watch it repeatedly. So purely for nostalgia moment, Maven taking a fucking shot to the head is why I picked the 02 Rumble. All right, what am I on here? Pick like 10?
10.
Right?
Yep,
it's my second
10.
one. Okay.
So this is to finish out the top 10.
This gets rough now because this is where
what the fuck you're doing?
Yeah, like this is a lot of things that I like kind of remember, or ones that were probably shit.
You should pick the Royal Rumble 1995.
No, that I know that one I'm not touching. I am going to take Royal Rumble 2006. I don't love it, but I remember
That's a good one.
I don't love it, but I remember it. Mysterio and Triple H start. Mysterio is like clearly the guy here. Like he's the one I think they're trying to go for, and Triple H is bringing him with him. I don't know this. I just thought it was like a good Royal Rumble, but it wasn't great.
It's Ray's love letter to Eddie. That's what it is.
Yeah. I guess it like I remember it for that.
Seriously, that Royal Rumble started, and you were like, Ray's winning.
Yeah, this is the point
on the car.
This is the point where there's no Royal Rumble I'm completely in love with after this. It's like 2020 got taken, and now it's like, okay, I'm just gonna like pick the ones that I have good memories of. So yeah, 2006 was that. I don't think there was anything overtly special except for Ray. It was clear that Ray was being put over here.
This one, I mean, if you're gonna have a guy that's clearly being put over, it better be a decent Rumble, and it's pretty solid.
Mhm.
Nothing overly memorable, but I mean, if Ray's gonna come out in Eddie's car, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna win," it better be a decent Rumble.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Like, if you send Rey Mysterio out there in Rey Mysterio's and Eddie Guerrero's car and he doesn't win that Royal Rumble, you're a fucking asshole. Like,
That should have happened.
oh no, no. All right, Matt, you're up next for your fourth pick.
This is getting hard.
This is when it's like it's pure preference of what you liked.
It's pure preference, but also like we always talk who's gonna win. Like basically, we decide who's gonna win the draft. Like we decide.
Yeah.
But this is there's one that's a good Rumble, but I can't take it.
Okay.
You know which one it is, right?
Yeah, 94.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then make your pick. Fuck.
It ends with a 4 though. I can't take it.
Oh, disavow.
2004.
Disavow.
2014.
No, disavow.
Disavow, man. I
Oh.
can't take it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I just can't. It's a good Rumble, but
But you can take it. Like, again, like that was before he became a different person due to
I watched
sad
it
injuries.
last year. I watched it last year and I had trouble.
He had to
But
go. You have to be at peace
I'm not
with the
taking
fact.
2004, and somebody can take it. I'm just saying, it's a good Rumble. It's a very
Listen,
very
if we're
good
gonna
Rumble.
do that, then anytime Hulk Hogan wins, we're gonna have to disavow it. And there's a lot of other people who might be in trouble too.
Way different disavows though.
Yeah,
come
fair.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. But I'm just saying,
Killed
like
a
I feel
child. Come on.
listen, Chris Benoit.
Have you made
he-
your pick yet, Matt?
No,
No,
Chris
because
Benoit
I'm struggling
existed
here.
in the world. He existed in the world. What happened was tragic. It doesn't mean that any match he's ever been in ever, we should like act like was like peed on. Like, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
the hell with it. I'm taking 2004.
There
Yes.
you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It's honestly
Again, disavow.
disavow, but it's
But-
probably one of the 10 best Rumbles
Yeah.
you're gonna watch.
He's a workhorse in the match. That's what he did. He was a
He goes.
workhorse.
He goes. I think he's 2. He's 1 or 2. I think he's
He's
2
in
in
the
that
first
match.
two. Because in 2006, Rey Mysterio beats his record because disavow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's number 2. He goes wire to wire.
Mhm.
And okay, the best performance ever is Flair. Flair works the whole match. Benoit's damn near close to that.
Oh yeah. he
Benoit's
doesn't
still
stop.
giving Germans out like late in that match. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Disavow the crap out of it though.
It's okay.
Uh,
Hey,
Go.
all right. So this it would behoove me not to pick the Rumble with one of my personal favorite moments in Royal Rumble history. So I am taking another Austin victory, air quotes. I am
Don't.
taking
That was my next one.
Royal Rumble 1997.
Damn it, son of a! I should have
Austin
taken
is
that
the
one.
Austin is the Iron Man in this match. He eliminates everybody in sight. At one point, he gets down and does push-ups, which is one of my favorite things in wrestling when they want to prove how much cardio they have.
That and the watch spot.
He's eliminating guys. He gets on the top rope, looks at his watch, his non-existent watch, saying, "Who's next?" And then Bret Hart's music hits, and it is in the heat of their feud, and he's telling, "Bring it on!" And they go, "I'm a big fan of when two guys just stand there in wrestling and start swinging at each other's heads."
Yeah,
and it's just
love
like,
it.
you guys should both have concussions, but it's wrestling, so it's awesome. So Austin is eliminated by Bret, sneaks back in, eliminates Bret, wins the Royal Rumble, which leads to a fatal four-way gimmick match where neither of them win. But one of the best moments in this match, if you listen to Bruce Pritchard, is Mills Mascaris. They bring in a lot of AAA guys to this
the
match.
best one.
They bring in Mills Mascaris, who said in the back, he's like, "I'm not being eliminated by anybody. It's not good for my gimmick, not good for my reputation." So at one point, you will notice
The guy's
that
been wrestling 30 years.
and he wears the mask, and nobody knows what he looks like underneath the mask. But at one point, he just eliminates himself, so that nobody can eliminate him. And the commentary team says, "Oh, it looks like Mills Mascaris eliminated himself. Did he do that? Yeah." And then they just moved on like nothing happened. Mills Mascaris eliminating himself. It was just a fun Rumble. I love the way they screwed Bret. It was that whole storyline of Bret getting screwed, and it's not fair. So Royal Rumble 1997 is my first pick. And then we come back around, and Matt, I'm taking it. Royal Rumble
Good for you.
1994.
Good for you. It's a shitty Rumble.
It's so fucking bad. There's so many alternates, and they mention them all. And you know how much I hate.
As long as one of us doesn't pick the Rumble that had 40 people in it.
Oh, fuck that.
Okay.
That's the worst Rumble.
I heard that one sucked.
So I'm taking this one because
that's a lie. Greatest Rumble. I fell asleep.
One of the best. There was moments in it, even though it was kind of shitty. Diesel arrives in that match and is the high elimination guy in that match. He eliminates everybody until he kind of gets ganged up on, and Shawn Michaels kind of screws him. It was just a part of our childhood, Matt. We watched that all the time. We reviewed it on the show. Luger and Brett. Brett comes out. He's hurt and he sells the knee the whole time. He eliminates both of them. But my personal favorite moment in this match is just something they said on commentary. Nobody came out at one point. Everybody thought it was Bret Hart. And then later in the match, they explained that it was Bastion Booger who didn't come out because, and I quote, he got a little sick. So Royal Rumble.
He actually had food poisoning, and they just didn't replace him because they were like, we have nobody.
Yeah, that's it. They already had Virgil in there as an alternate. So Royal Rumble 1994 is my last pick. Just a personal preference, part of my childhood. Matt, we go to you for your last pick.
So I'm looking at these lists, and Pat, you have all 90s except for the women.
Yep.
I have all 2000s, and Jordan has all 2000s. Now, a smart man, a man who is pandering to the people, who wants people to think his list is good, would go to the 90s. I'm not going to do it because the only one that's worth a damn is 93. And if Jordan's going to pick that, good for you. That one sucked.
That's not the one I have.
That one sucked something awful. And I mean, Randy Savage tried to pin somebody. So, I mean, what? I am going to go, again, pretty recent. I just watched it, and I'm really big on the shock entrances. The ones where people, even the wrestlers, are like, sell it. Like, whoa. I'm going to go 2016.
Yeah.
2016, Roman Reigns against everybody. 1 against 29. Triple H wins. Okay, he comes out at 30. Everyone's like, oh, Triple H is winning. Cool. Whatever. But I think he was number like 5, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Horn goes off. Music starts playing. Everyone's kind of like, whoa. Whose music
We don't know
is
this person. We don't know this person.
And even Roman Reigns is like, who's coming out again? I don't remember.
Great cam work on Roman on that one.
Yeah. And then he comes out with the hood on, arms stretched out. I'm doing it right now. And you're like, oh my God, it's AJ Styles. And even if you've never seen an AJ Styles match, but you're a fan of wrestling, you were like, holy shit, AJ Styles is here. And it's been 4 years, and I think he's right where he belongs. And I'm super pumped that he came and he gave us that moment. 2016, AJ Styles, Royal Rumble. Let's go.
Matt, before Jordan makes his last pick, who is his fourth pick?
2006.
Okay, thank you.
Even I didn't remember that.
That's Jordan's fourth pick.
Okay, my last pick is going to be one that I remember for funny reasons. Has anyone taken 2003 yet?
No.
Okay.
That's a good Rumble.
Here's exactly why I'm going to pick this one. I remember the first half being pretty great, and then after that, me realizing around like the end of it, near to the end of it, around when Brock Lesnar comes out, why I didn't feel so cool about it anymore. Here's the first 15 wrestlers that came in order. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, Nowitzki.
Hey, stop there. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho. Shawn Michaels lost the match to Chris Jericho. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels loses the match to Chris Jericho, so he has to come in first. Yeah. Chris Jericho then gets to pick whatever number he wants.
And he picks 2.
He picks 2 to be a dick and fight Shawn Michaels some more.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So Nowitzki, whatever. Mysterio, Edge, Christian, Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero, Tajiri, someone named Bill DeMott, Tommy Dreamer, B2, Rob Van Dam, Matt Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, Jeff Hardy. Okay, that's the first 15. And I enjoyed that. Now, let's see if you can spot where my interest faded. Rosie, Test, John Cena, Charlie Haas, Rikishi, Jamal Kane, Shelton Benjamin, Booker T, A-Train, Maven, Goldust, Batista, Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker. So
Somewhere around Maven.
yeah, somewhere around when I was supposed to be getting like super jacked, I was like, okay. And then Gold Dust, which was a gimmick, I was like, okay. And then finally we picked it back up again. So there's no like moment in this that makes me like lose my mind. I just remember it being a Royal Rumble where the first half I was like, oh my God, it's guys I enjoy. And then the back half I was like, what are we doing? So that was all.
I believe that's one of the Rumbles where
Lesnar won, by the way.
Yeah, Lesnar wins. It's like his coming out party. But I believe that's one of the Rumbles where like the last 3 guys come out and you're like, oh, one of these 3 guys is
It's gonna be one of those 3.
Yeah. It was Batista, Undertaker, or Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, and you just had to know
one of those 3 is gonna win.
Right? Yeah, like it wasn't complicated.
All right, so fuck, I love Royal Rumbles. They're the best.
I really hope we get to watch it, like by some grace of God.
I got
together.
a bunch of honorable mentions to run off.
I have 2.
I have 0. I don't know much.
The only ones that I wish would have been picked is 1999, the bounty on Austin's head.
The problem with that one, and I wrote it.
It's so bad. Other than that,
it's comically bad.
Yeah, it's super bad. It's all about Austin.
Actually awful.
Yeah, and 95. Sean comes in at number 1, British Bulldog number 2, and they're there at the end, but it's the quickest one because the roster was so shitty.
Shawn Michaels is number 1 and wins, and he's in there 44 minutes.
Yeah, so.
How?
Not great, Bob.
Not
great, Bob.
All right, what else am I missing there, Matt?
I laugh at them, but 1990 Hogan Warrior, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. 2018 was a good one. With the stare down between the 3 vets and the 3 new
that was fun.
Bloods.
I just had the Women's Rumble in 2018. That's the one I picked in my list.
That one was too gimmicky for me.
That was the first. They always put the first, I think.
I didn't like the reason that one drops down on my list is because they did nothing with Nakamura after that.
All right, so you got another one?
I got 2 more.
Holy fuck!
Edge wins in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best part of that Rumble? Do you remember 2010?
I don't remember that one.
CM Punk for 4 entrants, throws them over, grabs a mic, and talks in between every entrance.
Yeah, that was good.
And he talks about being straight edge and how everybody's a dummy.
Yeah, that was good.
That was like the coming out of CM Punk, in my opinion. And I made fun of it earlier, but 1993, Bob Backlund gets the record right after Ric Flair.
Oh,
it's almost like Ric Flair left and they're like, screw you, we're going to give it to Bob Backlund. And it started one of the greatest feuds in wrestling history, Pat.
Which one?
The Giant Gonzalez against The Undertaker.
Oh, Christ. Shut up.
Some guy in a naked bodysuit with hair over his junk comes out and messes up The Undertaker. It's awesome.
All right. Quick recap. Pat had Royal Rumble 1992, Royal Rumble 1998, the Women's Royal Rumble of 2019, 1997, and 1994. Matt had 2008, 2020, 2007, 2004, and he rounded it out with 2016. Jordan reading off 2 separate lists on the internet.
No.
Royal Rumble 2001, 2005, 2002, 2006, and 2003. You can tell which era of wrestling Jordan watched the most. So that wraps it up. I love the Royal Rumble.
You have 2001, 3, 5. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah.
You have 1?
You missed 2004. That was it.
Yeah, you just missed 2004.
No, I watched that one too. I just didn't get it.
And I couldn't even tell you who won in 2004.
Oh.
Because it's not on my list.
Yeah, you can. You picked 2004, you idiot.
Oh yeah, I did.
That was the Benoit one.
Disavow.
You disavowed it.
That's why I've stricken it
Matt
from
officially
memory.
loses a flight and a pint.
I wouldn't pick it.
I've stricken
That's
it from
awesome
memory.
that I picked essentially all the early 2000s, which makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Because I think I fucked up. Because I think I said I stopped watching in 01, and that's not true. Because I was just thinking how old I was. It was more like 06, 07. It was like when I hit high school.
All right, so
Did you realize girls didn't think wrestling was cool?
Yeah. Devoting my time to football seemed like a more worthy endeavor.
All right, we'll wrap things up there. Another great episode of Bros, Bumps, and Ears. Congrats, guys. Congrats on a good episode. You can follow us all
congratulating people for dumb stuff.
You can follow us on tap at Pat Gagne, at Gagne Matt with 2 T's, and JScope55. You can follow us on Twitter Instagram, and YouTube. Follow, smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Bros Bumps Beers. We're almost at double digits of subscribers, so no big deal. All our back catalogs on there and our new episodes and new content coming up next week. Hopefully we got something fun for you. We will see you next week for another episode of Bros Bumps and Beers. Support local, drink local. We'll see you next time.